We can just make it as we go. You don't have to.
No. Oh, mine's. Oh, that dang it. Let's change it because I had, where is Bama? Where is Bama? Beat up where's Bama? I lost. Is it recording?
Mm-hmm. I just said it all.
You just edited it all out. All right. I think Kentucky loses to Iowa State. Virginia beats Iowa State. Go check whatever. So this is actually. Question is, does Purdue beat Michigan twice? Beat up. Does Purdue beat? You know what? Screw it. Let's go Virginia. Purdue beats Virginia. Will Florida lose to Houston? Yes. Purdue beats Arizona. Virginia. Purdue beats Virginia. Duke beats Purdue. All right. I'm ready, buddy. Oh, sorry.
Are you ready for me to start?
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to BroKnowsBall Episode 9. This episode is going to be a little different. I'm going to be joined here with my dad instead of Spencer this time. And with it being March and March Madness starting today when we're recording this video, we're going to do our March Madness predictions, our official bracket. And
one bracket, not 12. One bracket.
Just one bracket, our official bracket.
Bracket of integrity.
Sure. So, yeah. We'll get started with this right away. We're just going to go by the regions first, so East and South, then West and Midwest. Starting at the top of East. You want to?
I'll go first.
All right, yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Next to number 1 seed, Duke over Siena. I just don't think there's much of a matchup
Nah,
to get worried about at all.
No,
I think Duke handles this easily, and hopefully these first two games for Duke and Gumbuck can get his foot healthy, get some conditioning in. So looking for Duke to take this one pretty
Yeah,
easy.
I also have Duke being Siena. I don't see this being particularly close at all. I don't know if Siena's been in the tournament before or not, but yeah, Duke's got the best defense in the nation with the best players. So I'd see, yeah, Duke winning this one easily. And then 8 seed Ohio State versus 9 seed TCU. Ohio State's been kind of hot recently. They've been kind of on a streak, but TCU is a pretty damn good basketball team as well. I like Ohio State's guard play more than TCU's. I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State, but from what I've seen, and I've watched a game or two of TCU, but I like Ohio State in this one. I think they're going to continue to be hot going into the tournament, so I'll have them making it out of the round of 64.
I actually have TCU winning this one, beating Ohio State. I just think, TCU has a little more firepower. Um, I just think they can get TCU with TCU with the win in this matchup here.
Yeah. All right, and then 5 seed St. John's versus number 12 seed Northern Iowa. I'm gonna go St. John's, but I think this will be a lot closer of a game. I don't know than some people think. Northern Iowa will give them a run for their money. I know in some of my brackets I chose them to upset them once or twice, but yeah, I'm gonna go St. John's to win this one. Better coaching, obviously harder competition in the regular season. I see St. John's winning this one.
Yeah, I agree. I just, there were some arguments when the brackets first came out that maybe St. John's was a little lower seed than they should be. Yeah, I think St. John's, especially with their little bit older team, I think St. John takes that one pretty easy.
Yeah, me too. All right. And then 4 seed Kansas versus 13 seed California Baptist. Again,
Rock chalk.
yeah,
Rock chalk. Yeah,
I don't know.
for sure.
Some of these matchups are like, I know obviously upsets happen. It's March, but I don't know if Darren Peterson actually plays. Kansas is the way better team. So, I don't see this one being particularly close either.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe if Peterson doesn't play,
Yeah, but
maybe it's a little bit closer. But I think in the end, Kansas is just better top to bottom.
yeah.
So I think they get that one there.
All right. And then Louisville versus South Florida. Um, I don't like Louisville.
What?
Michael Brown.
Oh,
Michael Brown Jr. is not playing.
I understand, but
He's
in
their
South
entire
Florida,
offense.
that's
And
true.
besides them,
That's true.
Yeah, South Florida. Go look at their.
Yeah, I know. Like their big wins over like recently in their conference tournament, like over Wichita State. I just don't know.
Bama, and I don't know. Michael Brown Jr., who is literally like their entire offense, is not playing. I see South Florida winning this one.
I'm gonna stick with Louisville. Yeah, I think Louisville's. No. Louisville will get this one. Yeah.
All right, moving on to Michigan State versus North Dakota State.
Summit League being represented here with North Dakota State.
Yeah,
they just don't have.
It's like when SDSU made the tournament. It's
Right.
not going to happen,
No.
unfortunately. It's cool that they're there,
It is.
but
No,
Tom
not
Izzo,
happening.
Jerry
Right.
Fear, this is. I don't think it's. North Dakota State's going to struggle.
I mean, North Dakota State's got good guard play. I just don't know if it's enough to keep them in the ball
I
game.
think Jeremy Fear's guard.
I know that's true.
All right.
That's for sure.
All right, moving on to UCF versus UCLA. I got UCLA in this one. They have two really good guards. I haven't heard a whole lot about UCF, but the Tyler Bilodeau and the Donovan Dent, I think they're both playing. I know there was talks about them not playing, but their guard play is really good. They have a lot better notable wins like Michigan State, Illinois, Purdue. And, I mean, UCF beat Kansas. Like, they have some solid wins, but they're kind of streaky. And in March, that's not going to fly.
That's true, but yeah, I'm going to go with the upset here. I just think
I
that
have more upsets later on my bracket. I just don't.
UCLA is just so inconsistent, and I know Cronin struggled a little bit with getting those guys to buy in. So I think UCF with a little bit of an upset here at the 10-7.
Yeah, I got UCLA.
I could go UCLA too, but I just think this is a good one for an upset with UCF and UCLA just not playing real well. So
Yeah. All right, then the final game of the East region, UConn versus Furman. Furman's done some upsetting before, and I know this team has struggled recently coming into the tournament. Had some bad losses in there. I think who they lose to, that was it not Drake. They lost to like it was a blue school.
High Point they lost to who's
Was
also in the tournament.
Yeah,
it was. I just don't think I mean
Furman won't do it here. I don't think UConn will go too far, but Furman is not going to be the one to do it.
I don't think so either.
All right, moving on to the South now, starting with Florida versus Prairie View again. Florida's such a powerhouse. Prairie View, like
too many blue chippers on Florida.
Like I understand. Like it's like obviously in March upsets happen. I've said that, and everybody knows that. But anyways, it's just when you look at a game like this. Like I know, obviously one seeds have been beaten, but this is to me is clear as day that Florida's gonna just
Florida.
There's not a whole lot to say.
Florida's just too. I mean, they got so much length that, and Furman doesn't shoot the ball that well.
Prairie View.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Prairie View doesn't shoot it that well to keep them in the ball game. I think it's just Florida.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to probably one of the better games of this first round. The 8 seed Clemson versus 9 seed Iowa. I don't know. This game is such a toss-up. Probably will be one of the better games of the tournament. I really like Bennett Sturts. I was a little bit older. Obviously, Bennett Sturts he averages like 20-something.
Dude's old.
Really good. Yeah, he's a senior.
Yeah, he's old.
That doesn't mean he's not good at basketball.
He's bounced around. He's old.
He averages like 21.
He's a wily vet. I got Iowa.
Yeah. The only issue is if Iowa gets sped up offensively, they're bad. I know that. I've looked into that a little bit, but and like Clemson ain't bad.
Clemson tries to play, obviously being Duke fans.
I feel like Bennett Sturts will have a good enough game to get them out of the.
I do too. I went with Iowa there too. Yep.
All right, and then moving on to Vanderbilt McNeese. Vanderbilt's a 5 seed, which is dumb. They should be higher.
They should be higher. Yep.
Vanderbilt's a damn good basketball team.
Yep.
Versus McNeese.
You like to look at the 5-12 upsets. I just don't think this is the 5-12 upset. No, I don't either.
McNeese lost how many people to NC? Was it NC State? Or where did they all like a lot of them went? I think it was NC State. But anyways, this is like the
This is not a 5-12 upset. No.
Vanderbilt's a damn good. They should not be 5. Yeah, I got Vanderbilt. So
they should be one of the top 4 seeds.
Yeah, maybe even 3, you could say.
Oh, that's a stretch. Definitely.
Not in this region with Illinois. Illinois is really good too.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Nebraska-Troy. Nebraska has not had a March Madness win in program history. It's been really good this year, and this is the year they get it done.
I think so too.
Yeah, versus Troy. Yeah. Yep. All right, moving on to North Carolina versus VCU. I'm going to take 11 seed VCU here.
I am too.
Obviously, no Caleb Williams.
That hurts.
And North Carolina's been able to win without him, but you have to pick upsets in your bracket. Obviously, not all the top seeds are going to win. And this is just one of them. I see VCU winning.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Carolina is a better basketball program, probably a better team.
Yeah.
But like you said, with Carolina's injury, who's the other tall kid that's injured? His name eludes me right now. Anyways, I just think that this is a good 11-6 upset.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Right. And moving on to the 3 seed, Penn versus Illinois.
Ivy League does not get it done.
No, but Penn has that. There's a 5-star recruit that went to Duke, didn't get PT, transferred out, went to Penn. That game that they played in their conference was kind of crazy, fun to watch.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
But I'm just
they're a
saying,
good
I
ball
mean,
club. I just don't think
they're one of the teams that has that tough white boy that
Are you going to pick
that
a
can pop
a
off.
3-14 upset?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just if it happened, I wouldn't be too surprised. Well, I would obviously, but I'm gonna go Illinois.
And Illinois has some quality
Keith
wins.
Wagler also is. That's the thing about that. If you have like a really good player and they're hot and they're good, like they can obviously take you far enough. And Keith Wagler is one of those players that will.
And Stojakovic,
Yeah,
right? His old man was
yeah.
tough in the league. Yeah, I got Illinois.
So do I. All right. 7th seed St. Mary's versus 10th seed A&M.
I got the Aggies.
I also have A&M.
Yeah, I got the Aggies. I think it's just a little bit tougher going through their conference as opposed to St. Mary's going
where
through
they don't play
theirs.
this.
They don't play the schedule that they should. So, and I don't know that you could say that they've got that A&M's got a lot of quality wins. I know they got Auburn earlier in the season,
But they competed with good. I think
they competed.
Kentucky, I
Yep,
thought.
they got Kentucky.
So I mean,
They competed with Alabama when Alabama was at full
full
strength.
strength, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the pending charges versus
He's not going to play.
He's not going to play. No, I just read yesterday where they were trying to expedite it, that maybe he could play next weekend if they got through it, but I think that's a stretch. I think there's just
2.2
2 point. Just
so it's almost under the line of a.
It was under the
criminal.
line.
Yeah, barely.
Just under the line. Like you knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last game of this region: Idaho versus Houston. Again, Houston's
Houston.
good.
So
and Idaho. So yeah, it's just so hard to pick these really good teams to lose to, like Idaho.
yeah.
So yeah.
No.
Moving on to the West: Arizona versus Long Island.
Zona's loaded. Yeah.
Zona's damn good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that.
No.
Moving on to Villanova, Utah State. Utah State again is one of those teams that didn't have like the quad one wins or didn't have as good of a schedule or as hard of a schedule as some of these other teams and could have probably been a higher seed.
Yeah,
I'm going to take them to beat Villanova.
I got them beating Nova too. I've watched Utah State. Some of those late West Coast games at night. They run a pretty good offense. They spread you out. They run the pick and roll stuff. I think Utah State wins this one.
I mean, you can only play who you're scheduled.
Right.
Like you can't control that. No. All right. Whiskey High Point. I see people on the internet taking High Point. Something like Whiskey's a damn good team. They have some really good wins. Michigan, obviously. I think Purdue was in there too. I really like Wisconsin, and yeah, I don't know much about High Point. I'm going to be honest, but I know I've watched a lot of Wisconsin basketball, and
they're pretty good. Yeah. I got Wisconsin too. I just don't know that. Isn't High Point the feel good story? Aren't they the school that's closing after this year?
I think so.
Yeah, I think their Cinderella story ends versus Wisconsin. And it'd be cool if it didn't, but
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is another game. 4 seed Arkansas versus 13 seed Hawaii. Arkansas should be a higher seed. They're so good. Acuff.
Acuff can literally.
Brown. Brazil, that big. Like, this squad is really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you have guard play like that, like he'll be a top 7 pick in the NBA with good big man play. If they can get consistency out of Brazil like they did in the tournament, then they'll be fine. They'll go really far. So I'm going to take Arkansas.
Yep, I got Arkansas too.
Yeah. Then BYU versus Texas. I think AJ DeBonsa is good enough to get them out of this round at least. BYU's not as deep as a lot of these other higher seeds, but I feel like with him averaging 25, they'll be able to make it out of this first round.
And Texas could not shoot 2 days ago. They couldn't shoot it.
And they turned the ball over
way too much.
Yeah.
Texas. I mean, Archie's there, and I think Archie's got Texas going in the right direction. I just don't think it's this year. I got BYU. Yep.
All right. Then Gonzaga versus Kennesaw State. This is one that could happen only because Gonzaga's offense is not good. Their defense is elite. They will turn you over and speed you up, but they don't have like a go-to guy per se. So like it's hard offensively for them. But I still think with their defense, Kennesaw State is not going to have seen anything like it this season, and Gonzaga is going to move on.
I guess if you're really looking for a big upset, this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one, and I don't. I mean, I just don't know that it's there. I have Gonzaga. I just don't know that Kennesaw has the. I mean, they got the scoring. Their top two guys are pretty good.
I mean,
But that's right. Yep, I got Gonzaga too.
All right, and then 10 seed Missouri versus 7 seed Miami. Missouri's got Mark Mitchell. He's their best player from Duke.
Yep,
he's been playing pretty good this year. Listen, I don't know 7-10 games where just like I don't know. I like picking the 10 seeds most of the time in these games, and I just like Mizzou more than Miami. I know Miami was probably in a harder conference, definitely, but I like Mizzou here.
I like Mizzou too. I think they have more quality wins throughout the year. Mizzou does. They play in the SEC. They got Arkansas and Alabama, and
Miami,
Florida and Auburn. I took Missouri.
You could have said SEC was the best,
top to bottom,
or Big Ten.
I think the Big Ten is probably the best conference, top to bottom, but SEC is right there.
Yep. All right, and then Purdue versus Queens.
Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue just beat Michigan. We're going Purdue.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, the last region for the round of 64, Midwest, starting with Michigan, Howard, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep. All right. And then Georgia, St. Louis. I'm going St. Louis, and I'm also going St. Louis in this one. I don't like Georgia. They do.
I just think
what's his face. Yeah, Jemiah Wilkinson. I couldn't think of it. He's good. I don't know. I like this 9 seed in this matchup.
I do too.
All right. Then 5 seed Texas Tech versus 12 seed Akron. Texas Tech without JT Toppin.
That's what I say too. Yep. I went with Akron. And partly because, I'm looking for a 12-5 upset here. And then, in looking at the long term of my bracket, without Toppin, I don't know that, I have Alabama next. I don't think Texas Tech can compete with Bama without Toppin.
Yeah.
I
don't think so either. Well, speaking of Bama, next is Bama versus Hofstra.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Hofstra.
No
I
way.
haven't picked a 13 seed.
No.
Without their top guard play, obviously, if that's going to happen, bro, it's going to be one of these games where they're injured or something like this happened. And I haven't picked a 13 seed, I don't think, yet. And I'm going Hofstra.
Well, I am not.
Even if I'm wrong, Hofstra, Alabama ain't making it past the next round, so.
That's true. You've persuaded me. I'll go Hofstra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee versus Miami of Ohio. Again, Miami of Ohio is like Utah State. Obviously had the perfect season. I just don't know.
I'm going to take them. Only because I think they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. There was some stuff earlier on, like when they were talking about right before their conference tournament started and how they felt like they were, early in Joe Lenardi's bracket pick predictions. I obviously them losing in the conference tournament put them at an 11. But I think they're probably a little bit better than that. So I look for them to upset Tennessee.
A decent amount of Tennessee basketball. Nate Ament is good.
So is Gillespie.
Miami of Ohio doesn't have. I don't know if they can slow it down. Obviously you want to pick the team that's won 30-something games, went undefeated. They lost in their conference tournament. Their conference sucks. I got Tennessee.
I'm looking for an 11-6 matchup. So, I mean, if I had to put like real money on it, obviously I'm going to take Tennessee, but I'm rooting for my Miami of Ohio here.
All right, Virginia.
Yeah,
right.
Virginia.
Virginia is another one of those teams that
they could easily have been a 2 seed.
They're so good.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it. Their defense is so tough, Virginia's,
Yeah,
and
it is.
they in watching the ACC, being a Duke fan, they do a lot of things to take to take away. They do a really good job of taking away what you
Yeah,
do.
and like they'll switch it up too.
Yeah,
They'll throw in a random press, which I most teams do, but like they're so good at like their timing with their defense and just like I mean they made it to the final game of the ACC tournament for a reason, which is another one of the ACC was kind of weak this year.
yeah, but the
Weak,
top of
but
the
it's the
ACC is
top which
good.
and they
Yeah,
competed with Duke.
they
They
did.
could have very easily won that game.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
Virginia and then Kentucky versus Santa Clara.
I don't, I, uh, I don't know on this one. If Kentucky shows up and plays like they're capable of, I think they probably win this one in double digits. But
Yeah,
the
they
problem
just
is they're so inconsistent,
yeah,
and
they're so notorious.
if the bad Kentucky shows up, they could
They're
lose
so
by
notorious for getting bounced in the first
yes,
round, but they
yep.
can also be a team that makes it to the Sweet 16.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Steve Nash's alma mater on this one in Santa Clara. I'm gonna take the Broncos. So
I'm going
you're going
Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Yeah. Sorry. Then the last one around 64, Iowa State versus Tennessee State. It's Iowa State.
Yep, I agree. I just don't know that there's much there.
All right. So yeah, we'll go to the round of 32 now. Duke, go back up to the top of the East. Duke versus Ohio State. Uh, I got Duke.
I got
Bias,
Duke.
non-bias. They're the number one seed overall for a reason.
They got screwed in their region, though.
Yeah, they
For
did.
the older ones. Yeah,
Like I said, Ohio State's been streaky. They've been hot, but
I got Duke. I know we got different teams in this matchup. I got TCU, but I take
But
Duke.
you take Duke, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you can still go over your match. Like,
No, I got Duke.
now, do we both have St. John's versus Kansas?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I got St. John's.
I do too.
They should be the higher seed. They should be.
Yes, they should.
Kansas is good. They have more concerning losses than St. John's does. And with
And
Darren Peterson,
okay, here's the other thing with Peterson. Like they're gonna play. This is like 2 games in
4 days.
Yeah, I just don't.
He
I
ain't
mean,
gonna do it.
he's a soft tissue injury waiting to
I was going
happen.
St. John's.
I got St. John's for that reason. I mean, I really like what Bill Self does, but I just don't think he's got much past Peterson to compete with St. John's. Yeah.
Yeah, and the scoring's inconsistent. All
Yep.
right, and then for me, I have South Florida versus Michigan State.
I got Louisville, Michigan State. I got Sparty winning this
I
one.
also have Michigan State winning this one. South
Yep.
Florida could win in the first round, but Tom Izzo and them are
No, tough loss in the first round.
yeah.
Michigan State.
Yeah. And then I have UCLA versus UConn.
I have UCF versus UConn, and I just don't know with UConn.
I went UCLA here.
Yeah, I'm going UCF because
this back half of the season leading into March has been hard to watch for UConn. They kind of fell off. Obviously, I mean, they're a great program still. Dan Hurley, a great coach still, but it's just.
But two of their 5 losses came against St. John's, and one of the losses was close, but
I mean, I'm not saying
I just don't
bad,
think.
but I don't know. I
It-
like UCLA. They're fun to watch. They got good guard play. Like I said earlier, I see UCLA winning this one, and I feel like that'd be like a fun upset to see. So I got UCLA moving on.
Connecticut. I just don't know. I mean, I have UCF, and
See, if I would have went UCF in the first round, I would have picked UConn.
yeah,
I did not like UCF.
I got UConn.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then Florida versus Iowa. I have. Do you have?
Florida.
I'm going Florida.
Yeah.
This is like I said. Iowa offense. If they get sped up, they turn the ball over. They're not great with pressure, and Florida has the ability to do that very easily. And like I said earlier, Florida's kind of a powerhouse. So I got Florida.
I got Florida too. I just think that Florida Florida could just outscore them.
Yeah.
I think Iowa might play a little better defense, but I think Florida's just too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
And does Iowa have a quality win?
Nebraska.
Okay, but is that really a quality win? Like Nebraska started off hot, but
They were close with good schools, though, I'm pretty sure.
they were.
But they lost a bunch of close games. Iowa State lost by 4. Illinois lost by 6. Lost by 7 to Purdue. Lost by 3 to Michigan. So, like, they're in these games, but they lose close games.
They lose them.
Go fly and
Nope, sure isn't.
Fortunately. So yeah, I'll go for it. All right. I have Vanderbilt versus Nebraska.
So do I.
All right. Vanderbilt.
I think,
like we said, they shouldn't even be the seed. Nebraska, congrats, you got your first win. You're not getting this year.
oh, no way. And Nebraska's just so inconsistent with their 3-point shooting, and I think Vanderbilt's defense is really going to take Nebraska out of what they like to do.
Yeah. Vanderbilt. All right. Then I got VCU versus Illinois.
Yep, I did too.
Illinois.
Without
Without first round, but same kind of situation here. Houston versus A&M. I got Houston again.
I got Houston as well.
All right. And then moving on to the West region, Arizona versus Utah State.
I got Utah State. This Arizona typically doesn't do well in the tournament, right? So this is where
this is only 2 games, and they had to play Long Island and then Utah State.
Absolutely, Utah State with the upset. Jeez. Yes, write it down. Yes, Utah State.
If you say so.
No, I don't. I'm just kidding. It's Arizona. I wish it would be Utah State. I really like Utah State, but it's Arizona. No, it's Arizona.
Not in the round of 62.
Nope.
Not when you're that good.
No.
Whiskey, Arkansas. I really like both these teams. I've watched, not intentionally, but like just turning games on, I've watched so much of both of these teams, especially recent, with all this tournament play, because they both made it pretty far. This will be a really good game. If this ends up happening, which I think it will.
I do too.
This will be a hell of a game.
Yep.
I really like Arkansas. I can see them going deep.
You have Arkansas?
I have Arkansas.
I do too.
Yeah.
I have Arkansas.
All right. And then 6 seed BYU versus 3 seed Gonzaga. I'm going to go BYU.
Really?
That's who I have, yeah.
Nope, I got Gonzaga.
I love AJ DeMonsa. He's so fun to watch. He's such a just like ethical hooper.
He is. But he's much like Jimmer Fredette, right? Like Jimmer Fredette tore it up for BYU against the not as tough competition, but when the competition got tough. I got Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And then I have Mizzou versus Purdue.
I like Mizzou, but their end.
No, yeah. Purdue just beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Purdue's good.
Missouri.
What's his face? It's 42.
He's been there forever. And I just think that in that quick of a turnaround, I think that's where you really lean on experience. And I think Purdue gets them.
All right. To the Midwest, Michigan versus St. Louis is what I got.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's Michigan. Absolutely. All right. And then I have 12 seed Akron versus 13 seed Hofstra here.
So do I.
And I went Akron.
I went with the Zips as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
And then Virginia, I have them versus Miami of Ohio and Virginia.
And Virginia versus Tennessee. And I still see Virginia winning.
Yep. I do too.
Yep. And then Iowa State, Kentucky for me. Iowa State.
I got Iowa State versus Santa Clara, but yeah, for me it's an easy.
It's Iowa State. They're so good.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the Sweet 16. I got 1 seed Duke versus 5 seed St. John's.
I got Duke.
Yeah,
Duke. This is where St. John's inability to score consistently,
especially against Duke's defense.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. And if you look at St. John's, some of their losses, like they got blown out by Connecticut. I know we just talked about that, but they're just so inconsistent with their scoring that I think Duke's defense impacts their consistency, and I got Duke over
St. John's.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah. All right, Michigan State versus UCLA is what I have. I think. Did you pick UCF or no?
I got Michigan State versus Connecticut. and I'm taking Michigan State. In this.
Yeah, I also have Michigan State beating UCLA.
Yeah.
All right, Florida Vanderbilt. That's what I got. I went Vanderbilt.
I did too. Vandy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Florida struggles at times. Vandy is, like I said, you look at this, it's like, oh, 1 seed Florida versus 5 seed Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is good. They're very good. Yeah, I don't love Florida. Like I talked about them beating these other teams because obviously they're powerhouses compared to them. Compared to Vandy, they're not. It'll be a really close game, but I like Vandy. This one,
I did too. I like Vandy in a close one, and they split their regular season matchups.
yeah.
Commodores in this one.
All right, and then we got Illinois,
Houston versus Illinois. I got Houston.
I got Illinois.
No, I think Kelvin Sampson, with that long of a bye, will have Houston ready to play versus.
Again, this will be a great game.
Yep, I'm sure will be.
I just love seeing good guard play, and Keaton Wagler's an insane freshman. And
he is.
Part of me is picking based on like what I want to see happen. So I got Illinois beating Houston here. All right, and then Arkansas for me versus Arizona. Is that what you have?
I do. I got
Arkansas.
I got Arkansas in the upset.
Yep.
And then I got Purdue beating Gonzaga. I think this is where a team who is evenly matched with Gonzaga as far as size. I think this is where Gonzaga loses out on the skill set and experience of it.
I got Purdue BYU. I had BYU making it here, but I don't see them making it past the Sweet 16.
Yep.
Not with their lack of depth and lack of consistency besides, obviously, AJ. All right, and then Michigan versus Akron in the Sweet 16. I got Michigan.
I do too.
Akron, good run.
Yeah.
You kind of had it not easy getting here through my bracket, but
and I think Michigan, having a week to prepare for them, puts them at a serious disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then I got 3 seed Virginia versus 2 seed Iowa State.
Yep. Who did I go with? You want me
I'm
to tell
going
you?
Virginia.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yep. I am too. I got Virginia. Yep. Absolutely. So here we are. The Elite Eight.
Yep. Starting at the top again, Duke, Michigan State. I'm a biased Duke fan. Duke beat them earlier in the season. I got Duke, yeah.
Duke. Especially if Duke is getting healthier.
Yeah, no.
I think.
And I don't know if by this time, no, Foster wouldn't be back.
Foster won't be back.
And
Gumba will have, yes, he will have games under his belt. He'll be more conditioned. They're coming off. I just think, I think Duke gets this one.
All right. And then I got Vanderbilt versus Illinois in this next one.
I got Vandy versus Houston, and I'm sorry, Vandy. It's been a hell of a run, but I think this is where it comes to an end.
Yeah, I'm going to go Illinois here as well.
Oh, really?
To make to the Final Four.
Going against Houston. Huh?
I have them against Vanderbilt. And you know what? No. I picked Vandy to go this far. If they're playing still here, then
you're not going to have a lot of prep. You're not going to have a lot of prep time. You're going against a much older, a much more physical team in Houston.
I have them against Illinois.
I know.
You're talking about you. Yeah. I'm going Vanderbilt over Illinois to make it to the Final Four. I love Vanderbilt. I've watched enough basketball to see them play, especially against good teams. I love Vanderbilt. I'm going Vanderbilt to make it to the Final Four. Who do you got in that one?
I got Houston.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got Houston.
And then I have Arkansas versus Purdue. Arkansas, it was a good run. This is just where that experience and older squad, better coaching as well, probably.
I just don't know that Arkansas has the. Well,
and that's not that. They struggle with consistency at times, and I think by here, obviously, if they made it this far, the consistency is obviously been good, but I feel like this is kind of where.
But this is where I think a more experienced team, even though you have Acuff and you have the big guy Brazil. I just don't know if it's a close game, and I think it will be a close game. I just think the sets that Purdue runs are a lot better than the stuff that Arkansas runs. When you need a bucket, I think when you need a bucket, I have more confidence in Purdue than I do Arkansas, and for that reason, I am going Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then I have Michigan versus Virginia. Is that what you got as well?
I have Michigan versus Virginia, and
I went
Virginia too. Yeah, I did.
Michigan's obviously good. They've lost like 3 games all season, but I feel like this is just one of those games where it'll be like the Purdue game. You know, it happens to everybody. And I feel like this is just one of those games where the lower seed's just going to win. Not just because, like, oh, it's a big upset. Like, Virginia's a damn good team.
Virginia could be a 2 seed. Like, you could literally see this be a 1 versus a 2, right?
Yeah. But I love it. Yeah, Virginia's so good. Yeah. And I've watched a lot of them being an ACC and being a Duke fan. So I'm going Virginia.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Then I got Final Four now. Duke versus Vanderbilt is what I got.
Yes, redemption. I have Duke versus Houston. Redemption.
Got Duke, yeah.
Redemption.
I'm also going to go Duke over Vanderbilt. All right. And then I got Purdue, Virginia.
Yeah. Purdue. I got Purdue over Virginia.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Purdue.
Yep. Then I got Duke beating Purdue.
Purdue and the national championship.
Yep, me too.
Maybe a little biased. We're both Duke fans. But
yeah, I would say I'm a little biased, but also I just think Duke has
biased, but the best defensive rating in the country and the best player in the country,
and you're getting Ngumba back, and they say Foster will be back. Now,
the only concern with them is their lack of depth at guard play.
I was just going to
say this is April 6th. And he did it
ACC tournament versus Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Duke anyways. I just think, John Shire's good. Duke runs some good stuff when they need some, and Evans has the ability to drop 28 and a half.
Yeah.
He has the ability to put up 35 in a game, but 28 of them in one half to kind of give yourself a cushion and pull away. But I mean, Caden Boozer, I mean, he gets the job done, but you're not going to lean on him. No.
Well, we didn't in the ACC tournament in the first half against Virginia.
That is true.
But yeah. So that is going to be our official brackets.
Duke hanging banner number 6.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, Duke always ends up choking or finding a way to lose. I don't know.
Yeah, but when you're there all the time, you can't win it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I got Duke beating Purdue.
Yep. I got Duke beating Purdue.
All right. So, yeah, that is our official March Madness bracket. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Go Duke!
Is that first bracket you made? Or have you made some already?
I've made some already.